Good evening, Facebook, YouTube, and Twitter. This is Rich again, back for your third and final video blog of the night for Saturday, April 18th, 2015, around 8:32 in the evening, Billerica, Massachusetts. Sun went down, it's a little bit chilly out, but it happens in April. Tomorrow, when the sun comes back out, it's going to boost close to 70. Some news to report. Boston Red Sox lost to the Baltimore Orioles today by a score of 4-1. Golden State Warriors won Game 1 of their series against Pelicans by the score of 106-99. St. Louis Blues and Tampa Bay Lightning even their series at 1 game apiece. So that series will be going at least 5 games. Edmonton Oilers won the 2015 draft lottery for the NHL. That means they're going to get the number 1 pick. They're going to be picking Connor David, who is a once-in-a-generation player. Good for them. Boston Bruins will be picking number 14th in the NHL draft. And there's been rumors that Hockey Night in Canada is reporting that Mike Milbury is a leading candidate for the Boston Bruins head coaching position if it opens up when Claude Julien gets fired. That's about it on the news. My third and final video blog subject of the night, Person I Profile. Tonight's Person I Profile is probably the greatest hockey player in Pittsburgh Penguins history and probably one of the top athletes ever in Pittsburgh. I'm talking about Mario Lemieux, center of the Pittsburgh Penguins, and now he's the owner of the Penguins. Mario was one of the most dynamic players in NHL history. He basically saved the Penguins franchise many times from certain bankruptcy and fold or being moved out of town. Mario was born and he grew up in Montreal, Quebec, Canada. He played junior hockey for the Laval Visions of the Quebec Major Junior Hockey League, and during his junior career, he scored 247 goals, 315 assists, and 562 points. That was amazing totals and stuff like that. Mario Lemieux was projected to be a top pick in the 1984 NHL entry draft, and the Pittsburgh Penguins made him the number 1 overall pick in the 1984 NHL entry draft. The Pittsburgh Penguins were a team that was not good during the early mid-80s. Attendance have plummeted to the point where only 7,000 people were showing up at the Civic Arena, the Igloo in Pittsburgh. There was rumors that the team was going to be moved to either Kansas City or Atlanta or Hamilton, Ontario, Canada. But Mario Lemieux saved the day, and he made the Penguins a good franchise in due time. And he played 17 seasons with the Penguins, not in a row. He was frequently injured. He had to retire for a while. He battled through injuries and illnesses. And this is what his stats were. 12 times he scored 20 or more goals, including 6 50-goal seasons. 11 times he had 50 or more assists in a season. He played in 10 NHL All-Star games. 3 times he was the NHL MVP. 6 times he was the NHL scoring champion with last trophies. 3 times he was the Players MVP, which was the Lester Pearson Award. Now it's the Ted Lindsay Award. 3 times he was named NHL All-Star Game MVP. 5 times he was the NHL's All-Star Team First Team. 5 times he was the NHL Second Team All-Star, and he won the 1985 Calder Memorial Trophy for Rookie of the Year. 2 times he was a Stanley Cup winner, and he won back-to-back Conn Smythe Award winners. He was the 1995 Bill Masterson Award winner. And Mario Lemieux was kind of frequently injured when he was playing. He had a back injury many times. In 1993, he battled Hodgkin's disease, and he missed significant time. But he recovered from that. He took a year off during the lockout short in 1994-1995 season with back troubles. He actually retired in the 1997 season because of a bad back. He was immediately inducted into the Hockey Hall of Fame in 1997. But the Pittsburgh Penguins were in serious financial trouble. The owner could not even afford to pay his deferred salary to Mario Lemieux during the contract, and there was talk that the Penguins were going to be folded or moved to Milwaukee, Wisconsin, or Kansas City, Missouri, or even to Quebec City, Canada. But Mario Lemieux had a group of people, and they were going to buy the Pittsburgh Penguins. And they did that in May of 1999. Mario Lemieux became the owner of the Pittsburgh Penguins at the age of 34, and he made like a lot of promises, like make a deal to get a new arena, plus a great television contract. It was kind of touch and go for a while. Mario Lemieux came back to play in 2000, and he had like kind of some decent stats and stuff when he was playing, but again he got frequently hurt and stuff. And 2005, 2006 he hung his skates up for good because he had a heart ailment which required him to have heart surgery. And his career stats were 690 goals, 1,033 assists for 1,723 points, 76 goals, 96 assists, and 172 points in the playoffs. If Mario Lemieux was healthy and stuff, there would be a great possibility that Mario probably would reach records on par with Wayne Gretzky, maybe even surpass him for most goals and stuff. But it would be tough for assists and points. But he probably would be up there with the most goals with Wayne Gretzky. But then at least 2 or 3 other players probably would be right up there if they in the NHL history if they didn't miss significant time with like lockouts or injuries or something else. And Mario Lemieux, number 66, is retired by the Pittsburgh Penguins, and he continued to own the Pittsburgh Penguins to this day. He's built the Penguins to like a powerhouse team and stuff. They have 2 great players in Sidney Crosby, who's a generational player like Mario Lemieux, and Evgeny Malkin, and plus Marc-Andre Fleury. Mario Lemieux won his 3rd Stanley Cup, first as an owner in 2009 for the Penguins, and in 2010 the Penguins moved into a new arena, the First Energy Center, which is in Pittsburgh. Is a beautiful new arena, and the Penguins have been still a top team and stuff like that, and they continue to this day. And Mario Lemieux's kind of like, when you talk about great hockey players of all time, he's probably in the top 5 and stuff. He saved the Pittsburgh Penguins twice, and there was a few years ago there was rumors that he and his group were interested in buying the Pittsburgh Pirates of Major League Baseball, the National League, but that never came to be. There was some talk about that. There was also talk a few years ago that Mario Lemieux talked about bringing an NBA franchise to Pittsburgh, but that never happened. And that's it. That's about it on Mario Lemieux, and that's about it on these video blogs for the night. We'll be back tomorrow. I'll be back tomorrow with 3 more video blogs. The first video blog will be about my review of the 1994 WCW pay-per-view St. Lambert League. This is a 3rd in a series of 3 straight awesome pay-per-views that any company has ever done, back to back to back. Then the second video blog of the day will be about Legal Seafood, the seafood restaurant chain, basically in Massachusetts, but there's a few others in other parts of the country. And the 3rd and final video blog of the night, to end Stanley Cup captains, is Lanny McDonald from the Calgary Flames. The next 8 video blogs will be about 8 WWE managers who led their men to WWE Championship gold. I'm talking about Captain Lou Albano, the Grand Wizard of Wrestling, Classy Freddie Blassie, Miss Elizabeth, Mr. Fuji, Arnold Skaaland, Jimmy the Mouth of the South Heart, and Jim Cornette. Those 8 are going to be coming up soon. And to end the month will be Bernie Kosar and Brad Daugherty and Jim Thome for Cleveland Sports Athletes. In May, I was considering maybe putting personality profiles for less, but there's some good ones that I still haven't mentioned yet for personality profiles. There's going to be definitely a few, maybe in the middle of May. It might be put on some vacation, but I still have some good ones about like Stanley Cup winning goaltenders, which will probably come in early May, and definitely there's going to be a couple. One about more meteorologist personality profiles from Orlando, Florida. Have a good night, Facebook, YouTube, and Twitter. Bye now.